What's up, guys? We're gonna break down what cost of ownership is to own a Toyota Supra. So stay tuned. We'll get some more information on that.
Surrender, I surrender. There's no more falling down. I've hit the ground, so I surrender.
Alright, I was just driving down the street and I got a thumbs up approval from somebody on the sidewalk. So that should be reason enough why you should go with Supra. Totally kidding. I actually had a 2021 Audi Q5 Premium Plus before I ended up getting the Supra. I've got 3 dogs, so I needed an SUV to be able to haul my dogs around, and that is why I went with that. Then I decided the Audi had to go bye-bye. So we ended up getting the Toyota Supra. Now, I did a ton of research before choosing this Toyota Supra. I actually found a bunch of different ones, ranging anywhere from a 2020 to a 2021. I bought it used at a Mini Cooper dealership up in Portland. It had 16,000 miles on it when I first bought it, and now it has 24,777 miles on it. So I actually drive this car a lot. I actually bought it for just over $57,000, but that was when the market was absolutely crazy due to the pandemic for COVID. So cars were harder to find. You couldn't find any new, and if you found them new, they had a markup on them. So used was a way to go, and actually this one was in pretty great shape. Now with fees and sales tax here in Oregon on used cars, I ended up financing just a tad over $61,000. I didn't put any cash down, and the reason being, when I financed it, I actually got approved for a 3.19% interest rate, which was when rates were crazy low. So with financing at just a tad over $61,000, I went 84 months, so 7 years. My payment comes out to just a tad over $829 a month over 7 years. Now the goal is not to keep my payments going for 7 years so I can accrue a bunch of interest. My goal is to have it paid off within the next couple years. But I took advantage of the low interest rates, 7 years with the smaller payment versus going like a 60-month term or a 72-month term. With a pandemic going on, you don't know what's going to happen. It's better to be safe than sorry, and then just spend all my money on a sports car and not have any money to pay bills if, for whatever reason, the market crashed during the pandemic. So maintenance is really not bad. I actually, since I've had this for a year, I've done 1 oil change on it, and it was actually free because this car came with whatever the rest of the Toyota Care was. But when I had called to schedule my appointment, the lady said it was going to be $93 for my 20,000 mile service, I think it was. Which for a sports car is not bad, because on the Audi Q5, I think my oil change was going to be right around $200. So I'd rather pay $93 on a cooler car than on an Audi Q5. So I put premium fuel in this car, and I have to fill up about 3 times a month, give or take. And I think it's about $40 each time I fill it up. So about $120 a month in fuel. It's not too bad. It's a turbocharged 6-cylinder engine, gets decent fuel economy, and it's really fun to drive. All right, insurance. How much is insurance? Well, it's going to vary from person to person, but for me, I actually own 2 vehicles. I own a new Chevy Trailblazer, and I own the Supra, and I pay a total with the 2. I pay $200 a month for full coverage. I think if you break it down, I think it's $130 for the Supra and $70 for the new Trailblazer, which is not bad at all for a sports car and for being a 31-year-old who drives crazy. Just kidding. I obey the speed limits. I do not speed. I drive normal. Guys, Oregon is so beautiful. It's so beautiful out here. If you get a chance to ever come and visit Southern Oregon, definitely make sure you stop out here. All right, I've only done a couple things to the Supra. I tinted the windows, which I think was $200, and then I put a forged carbon fiber spoiler on the rear end, which I think was $500 with shipping. Now, I know there's gonna be a lot of haters out there. Oh, it's a BMW, it's not a true Supra, which, I mean, I get. Guys, I know it's not a true Supra, but BMW and Toyota did a great job mashing together to create this car. My biggest complaint on the car, actually probably my only complaint on the car, is it looks more of the Roadster size. If it was a little bit bigger, I think it would have been a lot better, but my biggest complaint is it's just too small. I had a 2017 Porsche Cayman, and it felt way bigger than this car, and that was a tiny car. But this, it just seems like you're sitting right next to the person that's in the passenger seat, and it just seems like it's a super small car. But other than that, I personally give it a 10 out of 10. I think it's a great car, and I think that you'll be very happy if you go with the Toyota Supra. So you'll definitely get some head turns, sound, you'll love it, and the way it drives, amazing. So the only time I actually thought something was wrong with it was when I was driving home from my favorite spot in California, and there was a rock stuck in my brake calipers.
Then I don't think that's normal.
Good thing it wasn't anything major, and it turned out to just be that little small issue, which I'm totally fine with. All right, guys, that's it for today's video. So make sure to drop a like down below. Make sure to subscribe for more content, and we'll see you soon.
And I surrender.